Hi guys, Mark here. Welcome again today to Poole Moto here in the south of England, and today we're going to be having a look at the Sym Jet X 125. Hi guys, Mark here. Well, welcome today to a review on the Sym Jet X 125. Let's just take a look round and run through the specifications. First off, many thanks as always to Poole Moto here in the south of England for lending me this scooter today. So price on these are coming in at £3,299. Now this is Sym's top of the range 125 scooter, and it really is a nice level of specification on this. It's got a 125cc single cylinder liquid cooled 4-valve engine, Euro 5, putting out quite a healthy 13 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, and torque is 11 Newton meters at 6,000 RPM. 111 kilos weight on this, so nice and light, easy to push around if it's, say, your first bike. Got a 7.5 litre fuel tank on this, which is accessed via this latch here, and nice little bit of storage under here. Should be to get a helmet in there or put some sort of shopping or anything like that, so all nice under the seat there. Economy should be incredible, at least 100 miles per gallon in the UK. Tyres on this, we've got a 100 section on the front, CST chain shin tyres, 100 section running a 14-inch wheel on the front, and on the back we've got a 110 section, again running a 14-inch wheel. Nice comfortable big dual seat on this. Need to take a passenger on the back, no problem at all, I would say. 770mm seat height on this, so nice and low, easy to get your feet down. Take a look at me on the bike for a minute. I'm 5'7" tall with a 30-inch inside leg, weigh about 75 kilos, so you can just see how I fit it, so then you can compare that for yourself. Top speed on this should get somewhere between 65 and 70 miles an hour, dependent on rider size, weight and conditions. So keyless ignition on these, so just keep the key in your pocket. It's also got a built-in alarm and motion sensor, which is quite a nice touch. CVT continuously variable transmission, belt drive on this, just twist and go, no gears, automatic centrifugal clutch, so literally couldn't be easier to ride. Little convenient storage in there with a USB as well in there. Single disc on the front with a wavy disc on the front there. Just a twin piston caliper there. Looks like braided steel brake lines, which is a nice touch. Combined braking system, CBS. So that means when you put the rear brake on, it puts the front on a little bit as well. We've got LCD instruments, which is a nice touch. We'll look into that in a minute. Very impressed with the ride quality of this bike. That's the first thing I noticed when I rode it. So we've got non-adjustable front forks, and we have preload adjustable rear suspension, twin rear shocks there. So Sym are a Taiwanese company. They've been building bikes, I believe, since like the 1950s. So they do build very good bikes, good quality, reliable units, these. Got a 2-year warranty on these. And service intervals are 2,000 mile service intervals. It's a relatively cheap, easy service. Main thing being just the oil change, really, every 2,000 miles, which is just 1 litre of oil. It doesn't even have an oil filter, just an oil strainer. So it's a very, very cheap, easy service on these, so no worries in that regard. These come in red, white, black, this grey, and a very nice bronze colour. So there we are, guys. Let's do the test ride. Okay, guys, Sym Jet X 125. Let's try this out. So nice and easy to swing a leg through. And the first thing you notice is just how light this lovely little scooter is. About 111 kilos, so super light. And as you can see on the cutscene, I'm not that tall at 5'7". I can easily get my feet right down to the ground. So it does inspire confidence. If this was going to be a first little bike for you to sort of go to work on or something, it's really nice and small, not that heavy at all. So all good in that respect. So let's just run through the controls. So you've got your rear brake and you've got your front brake, so it does have CBS, combined braking system. That means that when you put on the back brake, it does the back brake and a little bit of front brake as well. The front just does the front. Looks like you've got braided steel brake lines here, which is a nice touch as well. So controls, we have a passing flasher there, high and low beam, indicators and your horn. Over this side we have hazards, engine kill switch and your start. So nice and simple. It does look like you could rake the handlebars a little bit here by undoing these bolts. That's a nice touch. So this is keyless ignition, so the key's in my pocket. It's also got like a motion sensor as well, so if you leave that on when you move the bike, it does set the alarm off a bit. So that's all good. So anyway, keys in my pocket. All you do here, just under here, is just turn it to the right. That powers the lovely looking LCD dash up, which has fuel gauge, rev counter, speedo. You've got your trip odometer, clock and your battery volt. So really nice dash there, and all your warning lights along the bottom. So start it up, super easy, no choke or anything like that these days, all fuel injected, Euro 5. It's got a very nice little single cylinder purr and throb to it. Does feel very, very smooth as well at this sort of tick over. So let's try this out. Away we go. So twist and go. So very, very nice, smooth centrifugal clutch taking up, so that's a good start. Very nice. Okay, so out on the open road on the Sym Jet X 125. So how does it feel? Well, pleased to say it rides very, very well. Had a lot of experience over the years with the Honda PCX 125, and it rides just as nicely as that. Superb ride quality, really nice suspension. So we're just going to come into a town environment now, somewhere where the little Jet X is going to be spending a lot of its time going to work, doing the shopping, etc. So how does it fuel at low RPM? You know, is the fuel injection smooth, or does it hunt and surge? So here we are, 30 miles an hour, 5,000 RPM on the very, very clear LCD dash, and that is very, very smooth. There's no pulsing or any surging or hunting in the fueling. Bike feels exceptionally light. I've got a good view behind from the mirrors. Can see a little bit of my elbows, but not too bad. Overall visibility is excellent. The main thing is the bike feels very, very light, very, very manoeuvrable, and the throttle, the fueling, the pickup from low RPM is all very, very good. It's got a very, very smooth engine. We'll try it in a bit at a bit higher speed, but so far the Jet X feels excellent. Very, very manoeuvrable. Steering is very precise. A lot of these little scooters, they can be a little bit crashy over bumps with their sort of limited sort of budget suspension. Well, this one isn't. It's very plush in the suspension, Doesn't feel harsh, it doesn't jar your back when you go over bumps. So the overall ride quality and the initial impression of this is very good. All the indicators, high and low beam, all the switch gear, all that sort of stuff is very tactile and easy to use as well. So 50 mile an hour, just winding it open a bit, so it picks up very well from low RPM with its 13 or so horsepower. So the riding position, as always, pretty much upright with these. So legs are either straight down or forward and very comfortable. So just winding it open now, coming out of town. So nice and easily up to 50. This will have a top speed of around about 65 miles an hour. But we're just going to cruise along now, around about mid 50s. Very happy at this speed. Again, no nasty vibrations coming through the bars, the seats or the footboards. Wind blast is totally acceptable, can just feel it coming off that screen there. I dare say you can get taller screens for it, but it's all very acceptable. Brakes are all very new, bedding in, but they feel very strong. We'll try a little brake test in a minute. But very, very happily cruising along around about 50 mile an hour here. Again, pretty bumpy down here, and the suspension's doing an excellent job. Very comfortable, which is the main thing. Just try a quick brake test, front and rear together. Nothing behind, and the brakes are very, very good, more than adequate. So just going to wind it open now from low revs. So there's your 30, 40, and as you can see, quite quickly up to 50, no problem at all. This will hold its own at about 60 miles an hour, no problem at all on A roads. Really do like the LCD display they've got there, very bright, easy to see. Revs and speedo, fuel gauge, all very, very clear. So I've been on this bike for about an hour. Seats absolutely fine, totally comparable to all other scooters in this sort of category. You wouldn't be riding this for hours on end, probably just using it for modest sort of trips to work and shopping, but more than comfortable enough, I would say, for about an hour or so. Lots of leg room, so I'm 5'7". If you were about 6 foot, you'd still get on with this. There'd be enough room here for your legs, no problem at all. Well, I have to say that the Sym have made a very good scooter here. It feels premium quality, rides very nicely. We'll have a little walk round in a minute, but it doesn't feel like any sort of corners have been cut. Around the corners here, feels very chuckable. Little tyres, CST tyres, feel fine. All the mirrors are very clear. So we're just opening up a bit up this hill, and it's holding its own just over 50 miles an hour. Very well, no problem at all. So you're going to get amazing fuel economy out of this. It will do at least 100 to the gallon, maybe more. So you should get a range of well over 150 miles, I would say. So yeah, very fine little scooter, good value for money. Sym have been making good bikes for years. Right, let's have a little walk round, shall we? So yeah, brakes are very good actually, yeah, very good indeed. Excellent. So typical little single cylinder 4-stroke sound. Right, we'll just leave the engine running and I'll show you all the lights and indicators. So just try the centre stand now. So very, very easy up onto the centre stand. So it's on low beam at the moment, put the indicators on for you. So LED indicators very nicely blended in, and very nice bright LED headlight there. High beam now. Hopefully you'll get that. All good. Very bright looking headlights. And nice integrated LED indicators. Nice rear light as well there. So that's excellent. So to turn it off, just turn the key there. And I think it does an immobilizing thing, so we're just that basically puts the motion sensor on. So if you hit that button there, that basically allows you to push it around. So there we go, guys. Sym Jet X, really nice. Let's have a look at the build quality. So the paint looks really nicely done. All the plastics look quality, don't look cheap at all. Forks look nice. All the fixtures and fittings look good. Say storage under the seat. Look at the video at the beginning, I'll show you that there. Enough space for one helmet. Passenger foot pegs. Nice little grab handle here. I'm sure you'd be able to get a rack for a top box if you needed that. So better than average suspension quality, I would say, on this. It's got very nice quality of ride. CVT belt drive, all good in that respect. So we'll just see what it's like to push around. I'm expecting it to be very easy. So very, very easy if you had to push that around. No problem at all. Good, decent turning circle. Nice side stand. Good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good value for money, that is. So I think this day and age, more and more people are buying these 125 scooters now. With the soaring cost of fuel, these sort of things make a lot of sense. They're not overly expensive to buy brand new. 100 to the gallon economy. They ride really nicely. They're comfortable. You know, they're very practical. Do everything sort of little runarounds really. So yeah, Sym Jet X. Very impressed with that. Rides just as nicely as the Honda PCX, and yeah, very good. Alright then, guys, well please, as always, please post your comments down below. Have you got a Sym? Has it been going well? Is it reliable? Are you thinking about getting one of these? Don't forget to give me a like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you again in a week or so for another review. Alright guys, ride safe, all the best, and bye for now.